guys, a huge issue that we are dealing with right now in all my classes are students who are running into problems taking photographs and then submitting those photographs through Google Classroom. So I want to walk you guys through a couple tips here, steps here, if you will, and hopefully kind of iron out and smooth out things so that you guys can maximize full credit on your assignments. Take a look at this. Now here I'm using my iPad as the device that I'm going to take photographs with, but you could totally do this as well with your phone, whether it's an Android or an Apple device, or even the webcam on your Chromebook. But most of my students are just having troubles taking the photograph from their device and getting it to Google. Now there's a couple of different ways to do this. I found one way is actually a way more reliable than the second, but I'll talk to you guys about both of them. And it starts off here with the Google Drive mobile app. Now you can find this if you go to your app store on the device that you have and just simply download it. It's free, and all you need to do is have your login information, which I have here right there, our school address, and everything is ready to go. Now what I'm going to do here is add a file to my Google Drive by simply clicking on the plus button at the bottom right hand corner. And here you see I can create a folder, I can upload, I can use my camera on the device, or go in and start making Google Docs slides or Excel sheets on the fly. I am going to click the use camera icon, and a warning will pop up saying, do you want to give Google Drive access to using your camera? And the answer to that is yes. I'll click OK. And now you can see I've got a picture of some artwork, or this could be the math work that you were doing for a quiz or a test, whatever it might be. I'm going to click the shutter button, take that photograph, and now I'm going to say use photo, and here my picture will be uploaded to my Google Drive. Now, just as a disclaimer, I don't have a student version of Google Classroom. That means that the version that I work with as a teacher is a little bit different in regards to the view, but I think we can still kind of walk through the different issues that are there, and you guys will have a much easier path to getting that credit. Now in Google Classroom, through the student's view, this is what you'll see when it comes to putting in a homework assignment or submitting the assignment so that the teacher, me, can go in there and give you credit. You have the area here that you can mark the assignment as done. You can add work up here by clicking the plus icon and add a comment in the bottom for your teacher or classmates to read. Since really the purpose of this video was to add a file to this assignment, we're going to click the add button. Now, when this pops up, you may get a few options, but what you want to look for is add a file from your Google Drive. Why? Because just a couple moments ago, we used the other device to take a photograph, and it got stored in our Google Drive. Now, like I said, I don't have a student version of Google Classroom to be able to do this, but it works very, very similar. Here I'm on my drawing class, and I'm in the stream where I can type a message here by typing out whatever and then adding a file, and you can see that the options are very similar to those options that you have when it comes to submitting a file or submitting work. I can go into my Google Drive, I can link a website, I can use a file that's locally stored on my computer, or simply take a link from YouTube. Since I took the picture on my device and used my device to connect it to Google Drive, I'm going to go ahead and click Google Drive, and that photograph that I just took is going to pop up under the recent files. And there it is. Now I've taken this photo a couple times because I've been shooting this video a couple times, but I simply click that icon right there and then click the insert, or it may say add on your versions. It'll take a little second there to upload, and then simply you can click the post or submit button on your side. Now, like I said earlier, I don't have the student version of Google Classroom, so some buttons and some wording may be a little bit different, but regardless, the steps are still the same. We're using the Google Drive app on our mobile device to actually take the picture of our homework. Then, once it's uploaded through our device to our Google Drive, we're now going to access our Google Drive through Google Classroom. It's a lot of Google talk, but in the long run, it's actually very simple because they all mesh together and work very, very easily. You don't have to worry about cords. You don't have to worry about plugging things in, memory cards, or anything like that. You don't even have to worry about emailing stuff. Now, I did say that there was a second way to do this. Unfortunately, it's not very friendly. There are some issues that I think Google is still working on, and that's simply going and using the Google Classroom app. Now, in theory, this should all work really well, but when I was shooting this video a little bit earlier, I was running into some problems logging in and using the camera function through the Google Classroom app. It was working sometimes, it wasn't working other times, and I just decided to scrap the whole thing and just show you guys this version right now. Either way, there is a very easy way using your own personal device and the mobile versions of Google Drive and Google Classroom to take a photograph and then connect that photograph or file into your Google Drive. I hope this information was helpful. I hope this kind of smoothed things out, and not only you can use it for my classes, but you can use it for every other class during this distance learning time. Take care, guys. Bye.